In terms of the mining story that you did, you really were focused on kind of China and the hash rate shifting out of China. So maybe walk through like kind of what were some of the takeaways for you in that topic?
So I was kind of informally talking to a lot of people when I was in Miami the first time around, and every single person kept bringing up this like drain of 50 to 60% of the hash rate out of China and how people weren't talking enough about it. And so then I just started to get in the weeds of it. And having I lived in Hong Kong for 3 years with CNN, spent a lot of time going back and forth between Beijing and Hong Kong. And so I was personally interested for different reasons. And there are so many angles here. Like, yes, the destination side of it, like where are they going to go? And that's important to me, not just from the standpoint of what does this mean for the U.S. and our mining infrastructure? Will we become more progressive in those policies? Will we move faster to build, the systems necessary to host those miners? But it's also very interesting to me in terms of like the climate debate around Bitcoin. And it's something where I've been wanting to do a piece for a while on this. And I think the new Cambridge data comes out next month. And so I cannot wait to sink my teeth into that. But where they go will really decide the direction this argument takes, and it's a toss up, right? Because like miners leaving China is not a great thing necessarily. Like there's tons of hydropower in addition to tons of like coal mines, right? And so, I don't know if it's a full net, but like or full wash when you have them all exit, but where they go will decide what people say about Bitcoin's carbon footprint for the next decade, I think.
Yeah, and I think part of what's so fascinating about China is so there's certain Chinese provinces where it's almost 100% hydro, right? And it's like, actually, that should be the lighthouse on the kind of hill, if you will, in terms of what we want people to do is be 100% renewable. At the same time, there's a lot of examples where that's not what we want people to do, and it's the coal. But the U.S., I think on a net basis, kind of side by side of China, is a more green grid. But to your point, you could just go do a coal mine in the United States, and that's not much better, right? And it's actually a negative if you went from renewable in China and to non-renewable in the United States. So there's nuance here, not just, switch countries and it solves all the problems.
Yeah, and then Kazakhstan, like it's a next door neighbor to China, a cool climate. They're very lax on their building policies, and it's coal powered. So I am fascinated to see where they go. I think for the time being, I was talking to Nick Carter about this too, the hash rate will probably go offline there, right? And so the miners who are still mining are going to be a little bit richer. And we might see special like zones set up to absorb these miners, but...
Yeah, well, and I think also in the United States, what's really fascinating is you're getting some migration just in general, but it seems like the U.S. is much more innovative in finding various energy sources. So, oil and gas and kind of this flare gas capture. There's Great American Mining, a couple other companies that are doing it. They seem to be really a U.S.-based strategy before it went anywhere else. But you could see very quickly, like, hey, where else do they have oil? Like, well, this could be done in many, many different regions very quickly. And so in some way, it feels like China served as kind of a breeding ground and was a very big part of the mining hash rate for a while. That's now shifted and is changing rapidly.